Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I'm back in Studio A as we put Studio B together. Okay, so there'll be Studio A, B, C, and D. We'll get to those later. All right. Listen, go ahead and do what you know I'm going to ask you to do. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Feel good to be back in the ship. Let's get right to this one. We want to just cover what we have coming up this week. It's going to be a busy week as it pertains to earnings, and we want to be ready for what's to come, okay? And how we're going to manage our cash. I believe Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and Apple are due for earnings. Earnings are looking, there's a couple of analysts that think we're set for good earnings this year. But remember what happened to Netflix. It was actually a decent earnings, okay, and didn't perform well for Netflix. But I'm buying Netflix, and I've been buying in its price range. Told you guys, we talked about Netflix last week where we were buying Oklo and USAR, and we made $2,700 in a day doing options, and we're going to get more into that. Okay, let's check out what's happening right now at this time. Now remember, this is the pre-market. This is Sunday night, and this may go redder by tomorrow morning, or we could start to drift up. Okay, we could literally start to drift up. Remember, we're in a news cycle. Anything geopolitically, which normally happens on weekends, could change this. And when I mean weekends, I mean anytime between closing bell on Friday and opening bell on Monday. And even if it's early Monday morning, I'm going to call that a weekend. So we could see as it looks right now, the pre-markets are down. Now, if it was down a little bit, it'd be concerning, but 200 points negative on the Nasdaq, that's something to raise an eyebrow about. So as far as it looks right now, we'll have a red open on tomorrow, okay? But let's see some of the things that we need to cover. Stock futures fall as traders get set for a big week of trading, right? Most of us are in an Arctic blast. Most of us are. Even Texas is getting it. Atlanta, Georgia getting snow. Nashville getting snow. It's crazy. And in Chicago here, we're talking teens for the rest of the week. When I got here, wind chill -27 all the way to -40 below. Be careful, guys. Don't have any pets outside. If you're a pet owner, don't do it. Just don't have any pets outside. If you got pets outside right now, you don't deserve to have a pet. That's just wrong, y'all. All right, let's take care of the pets. Pets, people's pipes. All right, we want to take care of those. Okay. All right, so let's look at this. Stocks fell. Stock futures fell on Sunday night as traders brace for a big week. We saw that. We see how much the Dow is down. We can see that Nasdaq. We went over that. S&P. We went over that. To be sure, some stocks still fell despite companies topping expectations, such as Netflix. I just went over that. Okay, that's what I want you guys to see. And here's something from Tom Lee. Based on what we've seen so far, the overall picture remains the same. We anticipate earnings growth accelerating to 14%, and thus we reiterate our recommendations for December: energy, basic materials, Magnificent Seven, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. That's what they are looking at. Tom Lee, all right? And he's the head of research at Fundstrat. So that's what he says. Now, I'm not saying that. That's what he says. We're in our positions and we're holding good. Here's what I want to look at right now. This is the pre-markets, and these are some of the things that are up. Look at that. You got small caps. See here? This is up 135% small caps. It's only $5 because this is what I want to talk about. 71%, $3.49. 192%, almost $2 100%. Small cap, okay? Take 192 off of that, small cap. Look at this. Look at this. It is small caps running 39%, $7, right? So why do you bring that up, Larry? Well, I just want to let you guys know that small caps have been performing well. As a matter of fact, Mr. Tom Lee says they're going to perform well in a 5-year span, and they have been over the last year, especially have been outperforming. Small caps have. And Tom Lee expect them to go on, and so do I. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for small caps in specific areas. I'm looking for the TAM, total addressable market. I'm looking for what's going to be growing in the future, like AI, of course. And are we in a bubble? Will the bubble continue? Yes, the bubble will continue. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. But there's going to be some small cap that take off, just like we did with Rigetti, QUBT, those type of deal, quantum computing. So if you look at what happened to that whole sector, it exploded. And at some point, the small caps become big, okay? And so I try to look forward. Look at this. Top small cap ETFs, which invest in companies with market caps typically below 300 million. Now that is a small company, okay? I mean, if you want a decent sized company, you want to look at a company, over 7 to 8 billion, okay? All right, but when you get 300 million, that's a very, very small company. Now, one of the ETFs, and I'm going to talk about a few ETFs right here, is the IWM, which we have covered. Now, I want you guys to look at this. The IWM I have here, all right, at the top. And this is over the last 6 months. The IWM, just investing in a small cap ETF, is up 18% in the last 16 months, okay? Now, we have Invesco QQQ is up 9%, but it's the tech heavy. It's not a small cap. I'm just using it as a comparison, all right? And we got the Spider is up 8%. So the small caps have actually been outperforming tech itself and the S&P 500, okay? That's what I want to look at. Now, what I want to do now is go to a year, and I want to go to Liberate Us from Our Money Day, and which we wind up making money on, all right? I'll stop that joke. But we're going to go to Liberation Day, and we'll see that the small cap ETF is up 51%. Look at that. Had you bought it at the bottom. And somebody's going to say, you talk about, why are you talking about had we? Because these opportunities keep coming. We just, not as deep as this, we just made money last week because of Davos, the speech. We just made money again because when the president said that he was going to do tariffs on EU companies that did not agree with the overtaking of Greenland, aka Iceland, Greenland, then that was the time to buy. And what did I do? Not only in my money moves did I tell them I was buying, I came here and told you guys I'm buying, and here's why. And then what happened? The taco trade worked again, all right? The taco trade worked again. And so instead of getting, all twisted out of shape, we need to be looking for opportunity. Now, this ETF is something for the long haul for me, all right? Now, I'm not going to start buying it right now, but what I'm going to say is it's going to start cooling off, right? But I'm also going to say that led me to looking for a small cap ETF that is specific in technology, aka AI, okay? And one of the ones I found was ARTY, okay? ARTY, all right? That's what I'm calling it, ARTY. That's not the name of the company. That's what I'm calling it, ARTY. And you will find some pretty interesting things as it pertains to ARTY. So Look at this. I don't know if I was on the right camera. ARTY right here, ARTY, small cap ETFs, all right? Like the Invesco S&P. See here, small cap ETF, but it's AI. Wanted to go over that again. ARTY is one that I want you to put on your watch list. It's one of the ones that is in AI, okay? That's what I want to start looking for over the next 5 years. Looking at not just AI company, we got some big AI companies, but the small cap AIs. Because if small caps keep running and AI keep running, then we could really do well. Now, look at over the last month. 7% over a month is good. If you go to the day, okay. If you go to the week, but if you go for a year, we're up 40% on an ETF. So everyone's trying to be a stock picker, and some of these ETFs are absolute fire. As you can see here, look at that. In a year, it is up. Now, if you go out, you're going to see that all the money has been made in the last year. And I believe that there's a lot of money to be made, more on it. Put it on your watch list. Now, what I'm talking about is not loading up. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I'm saying put it on your watch list. And I'm saying some of these ETFs I'm going to start buying, and I'm going to do automatic buys over the next 5 years. I don't care if it's $5 a week, $50 a week, or $500 a week, but I'm going to start building a new portfolio of ETFs, okay? And other stock, but ETFs, something we don't have to watch all the time, every day, blah, blah, blah. We just let it buy for the next 5 years and we're going to be fine, right? So let's look at this. I want you guys to look at this company. It's called IGPT is the call ticker. IGPT, okay? I want you to look at that. I want you to see that over the last 6 months, let's blow that up a little bit. That is up 27%. I want you to look, that is 38% over the last year, okay? And so one of the things I want you to look at also is that we always want to know what's in these ETFs and why, right? I want to show you guys this. In IGPT, we have, look at that. We have MU in there. We have Micron, NVIDIA, Meta, Apple, AMD. You see here, Qualcomm, Adobe. Now, Adobe's a sleeping giant, but it just won't move. It just knocks the ball out of the park, but it's an underperformer by far. But I want you to look at how it's weighted. See here, 8% is in Micron. 8%, which is a lot on an ETF, is in NVIDIA, Meta, Alphabet. What are these? These are big AI plays, okay? These are big AI plays. So we play with some small caps and we play with some big caps, right? And so I like to mix it up because what? Rotation. When one is not doing well, the other might. And then you could see IGPT is 68.73% technology. And then you got 19%, let's call that 20%, communication services, healthcare when things go bad, real estate, and industry. You can see that, right? That is how it's weighted, okay? So I want you to just put these on your watch list and start looking out for these ETFs. IGPT, tell me what you think about it, and ARTY. And we're going to do some more of these, and I'm going to be looking for stock or ETFs that we could just buy and continue to buy, and not buy heavy now, just dollar cost average over the next 5 years. It's like going back to my $1 million a day, $5 a day, $1 million cup of coffee. And we're just going to reset it, because when we start that, AI wasn't the thing. It wasn't a bubble. It wasn't at all. And now we're moving that way. And we're going to get into some robotics. We're going to get into the future, the energy that's needed to power AI. And we're just going to start setting up now. And we're going to be looking for some small cap that no one is talking about and see if we could find some more. If you've been rolling with me for a while, you know I've been pumping out a lot of winners that no one was talking about, and they're doing well now. We bought USAR. Let me know if you bought it when I first brought it up over about a year ago, and we bought the warrants. There's no more warrants anymore. We made a ton of money. Oklo, we brought that out. Quantum computing. We were talking about it before they were on CNBC. We want to continue to look for those. Yes, there is more risk, but the reward is magnificent. All right? All right, good people. I'm going to leave it right there. And I want you guys to start joining me in Money Moves. Okay? I want you guys to start joining me in Money Moves. We will be back in Money Moves tomorrow. And I want to help you guys further make money. Now, because it's Sunday, I got my suit on and all of that. And I haven't did it in a while. We just gonna jam out for my other page, which I still need to get back to, but it's a lot going on, good people. But enjoy this jam, and we will see you tomorrow right here. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and then go to description on your phone on that drop down. Go to Money Moves. Come in and join us as we continue to make money. Live, love, laugh, and learn. What's up, good people?